Our annual Dairy Sheep Symposium is coming up soon on March 24th. We always hold it at the Floridale Mennonite Church. There's more information on our website at ontariosheep.org/events. The agenda will include presentations from Dr. Lisa Sharko from OMAFA on mastitis prevention and response, an update from Jay Akris at Ovino on sheep milk marketing, and a bunch of other presentations, including optimal weaning windows from Rob Gribble at Serval Canada, who's been on this podcast, and an update from the co-op. All the details are on the Ontario Sheep Farmers website, and we hope to see you there. Now let's get into today's episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Flock Talk. I'm Erin Morgan.
And I'm Walker Ball, and we work for the members of the Ontario Sheep Farmers.
Our guest today is Mark Martin, the farmer behind Ewe-Nique Dairy and part of Mark Martin Dairy Sheep in Drayton, Ontario. Mark combines small-scale craftsmanship with big-picture collaboration through the Dairy Sheep Cooperative, supporting the growth of our province's sheep dairy industry. If you've been following Flock Talk, you might remember our earlier episode with Jeff Cressman, where we talked about how the co-op got started. And today we're catching up with Mark to see how things have changed and evolved, what's working, what challenges that they're facing, and where the co-op is headed next. So welcome, Mark.
Thanks for coming on. So, Mark, to start us off, can you share a bit about your farm?
Sure. We will begin with our beginning. We purchased our 142-acre farm with no buildings for livestock the same year we married in 1997. We built a beef barn in 98 and 2 turkey barns in early 2000. When I stopped going down to the home farm to take care of pigs in 2011, parlor, milk house, and a lamb nursery beside our existing beef barn, and renovated half of the beef barn for milking sheep. In 2020, we built a new dairy sheep barn beside the milking parlor building. We now have room for 400 adult sheep and 250 lambs. My wife Rosina and I have been blessed with 6 children who help us on the farm.
Amazing.
All right. So, Mark, thank you so much. You produce your own cheese products. Can you tell us about the brand that you developed and where you make and sell your products?
Sure. Ewe-Nique Dairy Incorporated was started in 2021. We hired a local processor, St. Clement's Goat Dairy, to make all our cheese. We have 4 kinds of cheddar, a white and an orange, and a chive blend, and an Italian blend, which is a tomato garlic. St. Clement's Goat Dairy ships our cheese directly to about 40 stores in about a 2-hour radius. We also sell our cheese at our on-farm store by appointment only. You can look us up on our website to find out more information and find our store locations. www.markmartindairySheep.ca or Google Ewe-Nique Dairy to find our store locations.
Right on. I know I've seen your products at Vincenzo's. We've talked about that before. Before the co-op was established, what did selling sheep milk look like for producers, and what were some of the challenges at the time?
Before the co-op was established, we had 23 dairy sheep farms in southern Ontario. Each farmer had his own contract with the same processor. The challenge we faced was that we wanted to grow faster than our processor could or did. In fact, they wanted us to cut back 30%. At this time, we had a 4-man committee to be the connection between producers and the processor.
Fascinating. So for anyone who hasn't listened to our earlier episode with Jeff Cressman, can you share how the co-op came to be and how things have progressed since it started?
So because we dairy sheep producers were told to cut back in production, the committee asked the processors if we may look for other outlets for our sheep milk, and we were given permission. Our sheep milk transporter, also a milk producer, offered sheep milk by the truckload to other processors. This was a new opportunity for most processors. Our trucker sold the milk in his own name for about a year and paid producers their share. This seemed to work, but it was decided that we should establish a co-op where the co-op buys the milk from the farmers and sells to multiple processors. Some meetings were held with the producers and a new board of directors was chosen and all 23 members voted in favor. We also had a lot of help from OSF, Ontario Sheep Farmers. Now producers must buy milk shares to ship milk.
So now that the co-op is up and running, what are some of the successes or milestones you've had? Maybe highlight a few from this year in particular.
The main focus for the co-op is to keep the volume of milk produced equally to the demand, and we want to grow the industry. We soon had 5 to 6 processors interested. 3 of them are regular buyers, and some smaller ones receive once in a while. We soon could see that the demand was going up. Some farmers increased their production, and we have approved 14 new members who are planning to produce sheep milk in the near future. We are very excited about this growth. The DSC, Dairy Sheep Co-op, was established in the spring of 2024. A milestone for this year is that we have purchased the trucking business and have added 1 new truck to our fleet. We now have 2 trucks on the road.
Cool.
That's amazing. Yeah. So, what are you hearing from processors? Are they showing more interest in expanding to handle sheep milk products?
Yes, our 3 biggest processors are asking for more sheep milk. One in particular is planning to build a new, larger processing plant next year. Another processor is making a soft, spreadable cheese in a package that looks like a puck.
Ooh, that's fun. Have you noticed any changes in consumer interest or demand for sheep milk products? Whether that's like fluid milk, yogurt, or cheese?
We have to give credit to our processors for the increase in demand for sheep milk. Most of our milk still goes for sheep feta and some other cheeses, and yogurt is probably where our biggest increase was this year, with one processor focusing on sales here and in the US. Consumers are asking for sheep fluid milk, but that's not exactly the focus at the moment. But I do think there is an opportunity in this area.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about the Milk Act. The government has proposed moving sheep milk under the Milk Act along with goat and cow milk. How will it affect the co-op members and other sheep milk producers?
I think it could be a good thing. Our concern is that we as sheep farmers get to have some input with the proposed regulations. We already do some milk testing that will be required. Some smaller independent processors that process their own milk on the farm might find it harder to comply with the new regulations. They might find it easier to ship through DSE.
Yep. And we've also talked about a long runway, where that's what we're advocating for, is a long runway to compliance, so that people have lots of time to make changes to their facilities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, what lessons have you learned through the process of developing the co-op and growing production that might surprise people, or that have changed how you approach things?
There's a lot of work involved to start a co-op. It
Mhm.
is very important that you have a board of directors that are willing to put in some volunteer hours and be willing to work together. Another important thing is to hire a good lawyer who understands co-ops. Rely on professional help. In our situation, we had a market. We only had to get everybody on the same page and grow with our processors. At this point, I don't know what I'd exactly do different. I'm happy with how things are going.
Fantastic.
Lovely. So looking ahead, what are the co-op's priorities and plans for the future? And for anyone listening who's thinking about starting one, what advice would you give?
Looking ahead, I feel the co-op is an excellent way to keep the family farm alive here in Ontario as the demand for sheep milk grows. We have already doubled our output from 2 million to 4 million litres annually. Again, starting a co-op isn't easy. The advice I'd share is make sure you have a market for your product. Legal and professional help is important. And don't forget to try dairy products made with sheep milk.
That's amazing. Yes, I have had your products, and I will say for sure they are delicious,
Mhm.
especially your cheese.
Uh,
So thank you very much, Mark. We really appreciated you taking the time to come on our podcast and share the latest update from the Dairy Sheep Co-op, which is a very exciting business opportunity and one that I personally love watching your success as it unfolds.
Thank you for letting me be part of it.
And thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode of Flock Talk, please subscribe through your podcast app to receive alerts to our future episodes. And please share our podcast with your friends.
For more Ontario Sheep Farmers content, follow us on social media at Ontario Sheep Farmers on Instagram and Facebook, and visit our website. Can you guess it? OntarioSheep.org.